Hey everyone, so in today's video, I'll show you how to hire a remote video editor step by step. As of right now, I have personally hired at least 25, 30 video editors. This is for my content business that you may have seen on different social media platforms. And so I've really learned the best ways to identify and hire the best video editing talent. Now, if you didn't know, I'm a huge believer of hiring overseas. I think it is amazing for any business owner. And at least for my case, hiring overseas has completely changed my business and allowed me to build multiple 6- and 7-figure businesses. So let's get into it. So the first step is that you need to create SOPs, and this basically stands for standard operating procedures. In order to have editors for your content, you need to tell them how you want things edited. So basically these are like very specific rules that anyone can basically read and follow. They'll be able to look at these SOPs and they'll know exactly how you want your content edited. Now, if you haven't created SOPs before, it's not too hard, but you will need to know what editing style you want. And yeah, if you guys work with Paired, we can actually help you guys create SOPs for your video editor. Step 2 is actually create the job listing. And there are tons and tons of different places you guys can post this. There's LinkedIn, there's Upwork, there's gonna be Fiverr, there's onlinejobs.ph. Whatever job platform you guys post on, it doesn't really matter. I recommend posting on multiple. And things that the job description you post is extremely important. You're gonna want that job description to be very detailed. You're gonna wanna have the minimum requirements. You're gonna wanna have really detailed job responsibilities. You'll also wanna have the pay range listed in there. And when done right, this is going to really attract more and more people to actually apply for the job. The next step is that you need to create a test video editing assignment. Now, for a skill like this, it's very important that you guys actually give them some footage to edit for you, because that's going to be really the best way to see how their editing skill is and if their style sort of matches yours. So to create this assignment, you're going to first want to, have some type of footage. We recommend not giving them too much stuff. You sort of want this test assignment to take maybe 1 to 4 hours max. And the really important thing is that you want very, very clear instructions. I think this is a mistake that a lot of people make. They have a test assignment, but the instructions are not that clear. And so you'll probably miss a lot of people that are great editors, but they didn't really understand the assignment. And yeah, that really comes down to you not communicating what you need well. We recommend that this test assignment should be content that is very similar to the content that you post. And yeah, this is a very, very important step. The next step is to actually get people to submit. So after you've created your job listing and posted it on all these job platforms, you'll likely need to wait at least 1 to 2 weeks for the candidates to come in. After that, you're going to want to shortlist that. So you'll want to look through their portfolios, look through their cover letter if you had them submit that, and sort of narrow down from, let's say, 300 people to hopefully maybe 50 people. After that, you're going to want to interview them. This is really important because it's going to test for their behavior, it's going to test for their personality, their English skills, and things like that. Some people, we just don't vibe with them, and your video editor is a very important and integrated person in your business. So we really recommend finding someone that you mesh well with and that you can see working with long term. So yeah, interviews, they definitely do take a lot of time, but this is definitely a crucial step. After this, you're likely going to narrow down from, let's say, 50 to maybe 5, 10 people. And you might be wondering, when do I actually give them the test assignment? Well, we don't actually recommend giving the test assignment to everyone that applies to your job, because at least for us, we get 300 to 500 applicants per job listing. We just don't want to have everyone do that assessment because that takes a lot of time for us to review. And that's why it's so important to shortlist first. So after you shortlist, that's probably when you're going to want to give out this video editing assignment. That way you'll have maybe 50 different ones to assess, and that's not as bad as 300 to 500. You'll now have a lot of information about each candidate. You'll have the video assessments from the top shortlisted candidates. You'll have notes on interviews that you've done with all of the top talent that you have identified. And then it really comes down to you going through all this information and picking the top person. Choose that person, present them the formal offer. That formal offer should have their start dates. It should have an NDA if you need that. It should have the pay that you guys have negotiated on the calls. And yeah, that's basically how you officially hire a remote video editor. Now, the whole process does not stop there. There's actually a lot more steps. So we'll continue with that right now. Basically, the first month that they are onboarding is extremely, extremely crucial. We see people make this mistake all the time. They hire someone that is a great video editor, but they sort of expect that person to come in and know exactly how everything is done without any sort of onboarding period. Well, I'll tell you guys that it usually takes between 1 to 2 months for someone to get fully acclimated to your business, editing style, and how you work. During this time, you need to do daily check-ins. If you don't do daily check-ins, there's not going to be any communication, and likely neither of you will be happy. During this time, you'll also be very specific with your SOPs. You'll present that to your video editor. You'll have them ask you any questions, and there should be a lot of communication. But yeah, like I said, this is a mistake that a lot of people do. They just don't give enough communication in the first 1 to 2 months, and that really can sour the relationship. Now that brings us to the next thing, which is how do you actually pay your remote video editor? And essentially it comes down to what software do you want to use? Now there's PayPal, there's Wise, or the platform that we actually just recommend using is going to be Deal. I use Deal for all of my businesses to pay all our overseas contractors, and it's by far the best way to do it. They basically create the contracts for you. They ensure that you are hiring in compliance with all the local regulations, and it's a fully automated payroll system. So that's what we recommend. We'll have a link down below to them. If you guys say that you're referred by us, you'll actually get a discount on the pricing. You can also track people's hours on platforms like Hubstaff. But yeah, for most people that are on salary, we recommend using something like Deal. Next is the software that you're using to communicate with your video editor, as well as handle all the collaboration. So Frame.io is probably the best platform we recommend. In our experience, it's a lot better than Dropbox or Google Drive. It's basically where we store all our video files for each project. Our video editors download the files there, they edit the video, and then they upload a draft to Frame.io. On that draft, we can actually do revision comments, and that's how we collaborate on making the video perfect. There's also things like Slack for communication. You can do revision comments on Loom as well if you prefer that way. We love using Epidemic Sound for all our music and sounds. But yeah, you'll find that the two main things are some type of communication channel. So that can be something like Slack, as well as a file uploading place. And that for us is going to be Frame.io. Yeah, overall, the process to hiring a video editor, it can be pretty hard. It's a lot of time, but when done right, you should be able to identify the best video editors out there and save a lot of money if you do choose to hire overseas. Of course, if you guys don't want to do all this yourself, we at Payroll can actually do this for you. You guys can click on the link down below and learn more about our services. Yeah, essentially, we can guarantee you that we will find you an amazing video editor that transforms your content business. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out or comment down below. We hope you guys got some value from this video, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe for more content just like this. This whole channel is going to be dedicated to giving you guys resources just like this to hopefully help you grow your business with talent while also reducing your payroll costs. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.